Man. Hello. Jasmine.
Hello, I can hear you.
Taiko.
Yeah, Sai.
Okay.
5 minute बाकी है हाँ.
Yeah, no. Okay.
우리 베이노 초라 초라 보자
Oja.
따라불어
Ete oja.
따라
Hello. Oja,
Yeah, Oja. Good
Hello.
morning. Oja, good morning. Thai Oja.
okay. Oh,
Ta-
okay.
Right.
Pare-
Anh ngang bật tay có rào.
따라
Next part बात हम- Are you hearing?
Mujahid, how na batar say?
Okay. No, we'll start exactly at 10:15. Oja Jasmine, you can put the video on, Madam Principal also, if you don't mind.
수산 그냥 아무 우도 가래 그래
Madam Khiloni, video on to bigela.
I can't. Is it 500,000 Nico? I'm charging no.
Yeah.
And I have to do like this.
Madam Principal, Madam Khiloni.
Principal gising around so that book to her no idea have un tai ko.
Okay, la. So Jasmine nangi to pay la.
I do charge the word we go. Paihaningo. It's okay. Paihalroy.
Yeah, it's 10:15. I think we can
Yeah,
start.
exactly 10:15, no? A very good morning to all. We are all in here today to acquire and spread knowledge, to acquire first and spread knowledge on this, like we have 3 days national workshop on academic writing and publishing. And this is organized by the Southeast Manipur College, Kamlathabi. We have the convener with us, Dr. Ajit, Dr. Nong. We don't have much to say about him because if we continue praising him, then the whole hour is going to be about him. So I'll give the time now to the convener of the 3 days national workshop. Dr. Ajit, please.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Very good morning. It is my pleasure to welcome all the participants today for the 3 days national workshop on academic writing and publishing, which is organized by Southeast Manipur College, Kamlathabi, Manipur. Next, I welcome all the eminent speakers and guests from all over the country, from different walks of life. You have come here to share their knowledge and vast experience with the scholar community. This is the third online workshop in the history of our college, which is completely conducted on a digital platform in line with the social distancing norms due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The theme of this 3 days national workshop is all about the academic writing and publishing. The workshop will be benefited to all the faculty member and the research scholar. With this welcome, I also like to give you the information that within this year, we also will be conducting one national conference where you will be able to submit your articles or publication. So as soon as we are ready, we will send you out email. Excuse me. With this, I again thankful and requested our Madam Principal, Dr. Al Kiloni, to address this workshop. Madam.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning to all the members present here. Well, I'm very happy that our college is in a position to this 3 days national workshop on academic writing and publishing. For this, I acknowledge the program convener and the committee members. As a researcher, I find that this topic is very, and all of us, I believe that our young researchers, especially who are undergoing research, will immensely through this. My PhD vacation day, that was in the year 2001, I still remember Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who is the ex-president of India, was the guest of honor. In his speech, he mentioned that this is the beginning of your research. At that very moment, I thought, why? Because I have already completed my PhD. And he says, it's the beginning of research. But later I found that it was true, because research is unending and I need to explore further at every aspect of life. The need and question of research is never ending. The quality and benefits of research is the need of the hour. And I hope and believe that our resource persons will share with us the in-depth knowledge on writing and publishing, a good research for all of us. Kindly feel free to clear your doubts and queries. Let us benefit and be fruitful through this workshop. I wish this workshop, national workshop, a very grand success. Thank you.
I take this opportunity to thank ma'am again and Sir Ajit, and I'd like to welcome as resource person today. Dr. Singh, are you with us?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. I am here, madam.
Yes. Na? Thank you so much for joining us. Today's topic is we're going to learn how we can choose a good topic for our research paper. Then we have with us an eminent person, Dr. Shatrumayum Birla Singh, who is working as an associate professor in the Department of Geology, Life Sciences in Manipur University in Kanchipur. Before joining, he worked at Mizoram University as well as Sikkim University, Gangtok. He earned his Master of Science as well as his PhD from the Department of Geology, Center for Advanced Study, Punjab University, Chandigarh in India. He did his postdoctoral research at King's College, University of London. He is also a recipient of Best Researcher Award at International Scientist Awards 2020 on Engineering Science and Medicine by VD Good Technology Trichy. As well as the Research Excellence, he got another Research Excellence Award by Institute of Scholar, Bangalore. His field of specialization is animal physiology and biochemistry. He has more than 14 years of teaching and research experiences. His areas of research interests are trace mineral nutrition research, diabetes mellitus, metabolic syndrome, X, gene polymorphism in diseases, and recently natural product studies and alternate medicines. He has took his credit altogether 40 research papers, books, book chapters in the journals and publishers of international and national reputes. He has also reviewed more than 22 research papers from the journals of international repute and at present acting as an academic editor of 5 journals of international repute. Dr. Singh has also presented 35 research papers in many national conferences in India and in international conferences abroad. He has also delivered 10 invited talks as research persons, and a PhD scholar has been awarded under his supervision, and 4 students are currently working under him. 6 project reports from different funding agencies like DST, SERB, New Delhi, DBT, GOI, UGC, Government of India have come, and he has completed as the principal investigator. Dr. Singh has also organized more than 11 international as well as national level conferences, workshops, and webinars as full-time coordinator. He is a current life member of 5 professional academic bodies in India. As we have heard a brief biography of Dr. Singh, we know how much we're going to gain from here today. Thank you so much for being with us. Dr. Singh, please take your time.
Thank you so much, Jasmine, madam, for formally introducing me to all the attendees of today's webinar and for highlighting my short biodata. Thank you so much. And once again, a very warm welcome and a very good morning to everyone. I hope all of you are staying safe at home from this COVID-19 pandemic. As you know that we are now under the severe national health crisis because of this second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's our utmost responsibility and duty, to protect ourselves from this pandemic, and by following the specific guidelines which have been issued by our state government and central government, as well as the health departments of the government of India, so that we can protect ourselves as well as our near and dear one. And taking the advantage of this August gathering, I would like to urge all the eligible people to get themselves vaccinated for the COVID-19 vaccine, so that together we can fight with this dreaded disease. With this few introductory remarks at the outset, first of all, I would like to thank the principal of the college, Madam Dr. L. Kiloni, convener of this webinar program, Dr. N. Ajit Singh, and the IQAC coordinator, Madam Monica Jasmine, and all the members of the organizing committee for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share some of my experience about the academic writing and publishing, as well as to associate it with the Southeast Manipur College Komnathagi. I have never visited this, but I have heard many things about this college. If I'm not mistaken, while I was working in the Sikkim University, Gangtok, I organized one international conference in the year 2019, August, and the some of the faculty members from this college they submit their research paper, and even they came to the for the presentation. Uh, well, today morning when I surfed the website of this college, what I found is that the college is have a very beautiful campus, and it's a very happy to learn that the college have been selected for the one of the model college under the government of Manipur, and even the college have opened many new subjects like food processing technology, physical education, computer science, and many other vocational courses. I hope that the college have a very good potential to become one of the most reputed colleges not only in Manipur but also in the India. And you might be knowing that the under the government of India there is the look is policy, and looking at the location of this college at the border of the Manipur, I think this college can become the hotspot of the uh, hotspot of the academic, hotspot of the teaching and learning, and they can reach out to those students and to all the academia of our neighboring countries like the Laos, Vietnam, Thailand, and Myanmar. And I pray and I hope that under the able leadership of the Madam Principal, this college will soon develop one of the very good and reputed college in Manipur. And hopefully in the near future, we will be able to see this college as autonomous or a deemed university. So with this, let me start discussion about my today's topic. So Dr. Ajit, I think my voice is clearly audible to all of you.
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me share my presentation first. So now I think it's visible to everyone. Dr. Ajit, it's visible to everyone, my presentation, my PPT?
Yeah, sir, it's visible.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well,
So the organizer have given me the responsibility to discuss with all the attendees about the choosing good topic for research paper. And it's a very very interesting topic, and I would like to thanks the organizing committee for uh, uh, you know choosing a good area for the workshop, because nowadays, because of this COVID-19 pandemic, we are not able to go for the physical workshop or the seminars and the conferences. So even though we are under the restrictions and staying at home, we can also learn about the how to uh, uh, do the formalities for research and the for our research publication. I have seen that I know some of the attendees in this webinar, and some of the attendees are from the social sciences background, and some are from the science background, some are from the commerce background. But since I am from the science background, I may be mentioning some of the terms of the science, but I will try my level best to simplify and all my discussion, so that the those attendees who are from different background can easily catch up and understand today's discussion on the choosing a good topic on the for research paper. And one thing I would like to inform to all the attendees before I start discussion about this topic is that I have seen some of the speaker in some other workshops related to this academic writing and the publications, and the what I found is that they they used to present their talk based on the books, based on the research article which is found in the internet, in the Google. So because of that, most of the participants, most of the attendees find themselves difficult to catch what is actually presenting, or what is actually he want to convey about that particular topics. uh, Here today, I am not going to refer most from the from the books or the journals. Whatever I'm going to discuss with all of you is because based on my experience, till my 14 years of research and teaching and experience, so that all the attendees can easily understand, and so that can all the attendees can apply in their PhD program, or the other selection of other dissertation topics. And it also it's a it's a very practicable, because no, it's not totally based on the what we have found in the books and research articles. So uh, let me first, highlight the institutions where I have been working, because some of the attendees might be from the Manipur, so they might not be knowing that the where know about the Manipur University. So, but those other attendees who are from these states, so they know very well about the Manipur University, and they also used to visit the campus for the many other academic activities. So Manipur University, it's a central university established on the 5th of June 1980, and it is accredited A grade by the NAG in the year 2016. And this year we are again facing another NAG accreditations. We are now, in the full preparation to face another round of the NAG accreditation. At present, the university have 37 departments and 6 schools of studies, 109 affiliated colleges, 2 affiliated medical colleges, and 1 engineering college. So this is the view of the building of my department, where I am working now. So this is a little bit old photograph. So the upper one is the east side of the building, while the lower one is the west side of the building. So coming to the about the main discussion of today's webinar. So I am going. Let me highlight a little outline of the talk. What I am going to discuss, or I am going to speak in the coming slides. So I will be mainly speaking on the various steps and sub steps for choosing a good topic for research or research paper. And I would like to add a short note and discussion on the some about the UGC care journal, because I thought that it's very important for the attendees to learn to know about the UGC care UGC journals, so that because they're the nowadays that all the recruitment, all the promotions, and all the academic uh, degree, even for the submission of the PhD thesis, we also need to prepare for publication in the UGC Care List Journal. So that's why I would like to include a short note on the about the UGC Care List Journal. Then I would also like to talk a little bit about what will be the good qualities of a good researcher. So who are going to benefit at the end of the talk? So as a principal, Madam have already highlighted in her principal remark that many of the academia, many of the PhD scholars and the faculties are going to benefit out of this discussion. So after the end of this talk, those students who BA, BSc, I do not know what is the syllabi syllabi components in the in the undergraduate, because in other foreign country or in other universities, so there is the dissertation program even for the graduation students. So they have to select some good topics for their dissertation, 6 months dissertation work or 1 year dissertation work. So they also might be benefiting from this discussion. And those master and MSc students who have the MSc dissertation as one of the component of their syllabus will also be benefited. Some intern students who are doing the intern program for the 6 months or the 1 year from the some educational institutions and educational educational functionaries of the central government of India or the University Grant Commission. So they also will be benefited from this discussion and talk. And those PhD scholars who are already started or about to start this their work will also benefited from this talk. And the young faculties in the colleges and universities who have you know who are willing to do the PhD and who are willing to apply some research grant to the many funding agency in India and as well as in the abroad will also be highly benefited from this discussion. And other academicians and aspiring scientists and will also be benefited from this talk and discussion. Now let me come to the what are the main steps or criteria or for choosing the good research topic based on the based on the my my take my experience. So this is the slide showing inverted and an upright pyramid of the how important is for choosing a good research topic for the research publication, because it's the foundation of the for a for writing a good research proposal or for writing a good research synopsis or for writing a good dissertation. So we have to select a good research topic so that our research can be a new knowledge addition to the a new knowledge to the existing already existing knowledge. And the our research can be the more publishable, so that our research can be the it can provide more insight to the already known research problems and research questions. So that's why the choose your research topic acts as the foundation for the starting a starting for a good and writing and a good research proposal and good PhD synopsis. So those who are beginner, who are just about to begin or they are writing dissertation or or starting their dissertation or their PhD program or any research program. So for they need to understand what are the research process uh, which is going to involve in the course of their PhD work or in the case of their dissertation program. So for that, I would like to suggest them to learn the research process and have an overview about the research process. That is what we call various research methodologies. By uh, by referring to the some of the thesis which is available in the library where she or he is going to undergo that program. So suppose, for example, in the Manipur University, there is in the library there is the section where there are lots of PhD theses of which has already submitted by the different department is will be found. So where you can go and you can refer to them, you can read them, and you can see what kinds of topics have been covered in your area where you are supposed to select your topic, and how original were the topics, and what kinds of research methods and the methods have been applied by that PhD scholar in order to accomplish that particular research topic or particular research problem, and in what way they used to analyze the research data and bring it into the discussion, like means what kinds of software tools, statistical software tools they used to apply in order to analyze their finding, so that they can be precisely put in the form of the research discussion, and in what way they are presented, how many chapters are there in that particular thesis, in what way they are separating the chapters, and and the what kinds of the publications that have been carried out of that dissertation work or out of that project work. And not only the publication, what kinds of conference they have attended. So this type of the information and about the publication, most of the PhD scholars they used to provide at the end of the thesis, at the end before the just after the bibliography of the thesis. So where you can find that whether they have published in a very good or reputed journal, or whether it is a very a very medical journal. So this kind of the basic research processes you can obtain from the by consulting the and by referring to those already submitted PhD or dissertation thesis from the library, or where you are going to start your PhD program or your dissertation work. So I will suggest this is the first step for yet while you plan to choose a good topic for the publications, and then after once you have an overview of the a basic mind of the what of the research process, uh, then you can now start you know uh, selection process for the selection of the uh, good research topic. So always the one criteria for choosing a good research topic is that you have to choose a topic that interests you, or from the area where you are very passionate about, and the area where you hold your interest, or and you're excited about. And here in this regard, let me what I would like to tell is that, because in the especially in the master program we have the in every subject we have the special papers. So since you have learned the special papers in your master degree, so after the completion of the master degree you are very interested, you are very excited, you are very passionate about that area. So obviously whatever the topics you want to plan, or whatever topics you want to select will be from that area. Or if you, or there may be some cases you want to change your research specialization in some other area, from the suppose in my case, suppose from the biochemistry, the biochemistry is my specialization, then I would like to change to the genetics, about the genetics. So in that cases you might find you will take some more time in order to make yourself interest about that new specialization area. So whether it takes more time or not, but whatever topics you are going to select will be always a topic which is very interest to you. So that's why you will be encouraged, you will be inspired to do your research mostly in your specialized area. That because that specialized area is the area where you are very much interested about, because you know that the PhD program or is not only for the 1 or 2 days research program. It will take for 3 years minimum, or it may be extended to another 5 or 6 years, depending on the how much hard you work. So it's a very long journey. It's a very long journey. So if you are not interested in that topic, then after starting your work and in the mid of your PhD program, or you might feel frustrated, and because since you are not interested in topic and you don't want to learn new things about that topic, so you will consider that whatever the works which have been assigned to you, which you are planning to do, will be a burdensome to you. So there is a high chances that you might live in between your PhD program. So you might lose a very precious time of your life. So that's why we have to be very careful, and we have to be very clever in choosing the right topic from our research interests. And I would like to tell each and everyone that we should choose a topic which is from your uh, you know research interest. Then uh, after the uh, after that we need to do a brainstorming. So brainstorming is why we need to do brainstorming, because we need to generate more ideas about the topics which we are going to select. You have already something in your mind. Means you have select a tentative topic in your mind, or whatever the research processes you have learned already, you have applied, and you have still selected a particular research topic. And the about that particular topic, whether it's a good topic or not a bad topic, or whether it's feasible or not feasible, and whether it's workable or not workable. So these things, in order to understand more about this topic, you need to do a brainstorming with your friends, with your seniors, and especially with your mentors. Mentors means the PhD supervisors, or if you are not part of the PhD program, then any senior professors of your department, or any senior PhD scholars. So uh, for the science students especially, if you are not the first PhD student of your supervisor, obviously there might be some already students, some PhD scholars who are already working under that professor. So when you first join the laboratory of that professor, then obviously you will find some senior PhD scholars. So with them you can discuss the tentative topic which is in your mind, and since they are the experience, they have they know more about than you about the choosing a particular topic. So you can do a brainstorming with your PhD scholars seniors while you are in the laboratory, or you can directly refer, you do directly talk with have a discussion with your supervisor, or with your mentor. What happens, what we found is that in the some of the university, most of the PhD scholar, or most of the students who are working a dissertation under them, so they used to work the topics which is assigned to them by the supervisor. So came across that many departments and many in many universities, so the students doesn't given enough liberty to choose the topic, and they used to do the research work which is have been assigned by their supervisor, or they work on a research topic which have been left out by their senior PhD scholars. So I have came across such kinds of the things in many departments in many universities during my academic experience. They're also fine, but perfectly fine, not a problem. But even though you have been working on a topic which have been assigned by your PhD supervisor, even though you should know how to choose a good research topic, and you should also try to learn. Sorry. Uh, so there is a background from someone. So any questions? Is question popping up or it's just a background sound? Should I continue?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Okay, okay. So so sorry. So we have to do the brainstorming. So even though let me come to that particular point. So even though you are working on a topic which have been directly assigned to you by your PhD supervisor or your mentor, uh, even though you learn how to choose a good topic, because one day, one or other day, you will be also academia, or you will be a professor, or you will be a good researcher. So you have to guide your students also. So this will how to learn how to choose a good topic, and the how to choose a good topic for research publication. If you learn during your research time, then obviously you will have uh, in guiding your PhD scholars. And in addition to that, you can also try to you can also understand that whether the the topic which have been directly assigned to me by my mentor, which is whether it's a good research topic or not. And also you can determine yourself without formally informing to your supervisor. So that's why we need to do a good brainstorming. Once you have a tentative area of the topic where you want to work, and where you want to do your dissertation work, or you want to write your or where you want to do a research program. Uh, then after the brainstorming, and after tentatively selected a particular research topic uh, of your area, which is very much interest to you, which is very excited to you, then you can, in the next step, major step, you can have to analyze. You have to learn about the background of the topic of your interest. So while we talk about the background of the topic of our interest, which is finally we are going to select as the topic for our PhD program or for our dissertation work. First is the how we have to find a good research gap. Okay, the finding a good research gap is first and foremost criteria to to decide whether your topic of interest a very good topic or not. Because without the research gap without the research gap we will not be able to do any good research. Without the research gap, our research topic will not be publishable. Without the research gap, our research topic will not add any any good knowledge to the already existing knowledge. Without the research gap, we're not able to address the problems which is related to our topic. So that's why the finding a good research gap is a very important in order to select a good topic for which is publishable. And there are some other background study related to our topic of interest, like we need to select a topic which is having a local problems, but the problems can be give a global impact. So about this, I will talk more in the coming slide. And we also need to see at the background study of our topic whether the whether the topic which we are going to select, whether the problem which are going to consider is the feasible to carry out in my university. This is especially very important for those, for those people or for those students who are from the science background, because in the science, doing research means you need to have lots of, a good laboratory infrastructure. You need to have a good equipment, and you need to have a good, working environment. So even though you have selected a very high topic, if the your department or the laboratory where you are going to work doesn't support the means the practicality of the accomplishing all the objective of that particular research topic, then you will be suffer. So you have to see the feasibility of the work carrying out that work, whether that is feasible in my laboratory or not. And we also need to see the funding, uh, a very good funding, whether the topics which I am going to select, which I am going to consider from my research area, or the topic which is very much interest to me, whether I will get a good funding from the any funding agency or not. And why I'm keeping the funding as a one of the, criteria for as a part of the good of risk interest is, I will tell more about in the coming slide, but the, funding is very important in order to carry out a very good research, and in order to make our research to publish in a very high, reputed journal. So uh, so in the coming slide, I'm going to talk about the research gap, about the other factors like local problems and global impact, and about the feasibility and about the funding. So let's know about the what is the research gap, and why the research gap is important to us in in the process of the selection of the research topic for the publication, and how we can identify the research gap. And all these questions: what is research gap, what is the importance of identifying research gap, how to identify research gap, are very important, and we have to understand, we have to analyze all these questions about the tentative topic which we have in our mind, so that, no, because that all type of research begin with the research gap, and without research gap it is, impossible to do the research. So what is the research gap? As I have already mentioned in my previous slide, that the a research gap is nothing. It's a gap, or it's a problem or question that has not been filled up, or that hasn't been not been answered or addressed by any existing studies or research in your field. So it means there is a gap of knowledge of that particular area, and there is have not been enough study have been done, and there is a very few limited data of that particular area. So if you work on that particular area or in that particular specific problem, then obviously you're going to fill that gap, and filling that gap means you are coming out with the new knowledge, and you are trying to solve that particular problem. So in the research gap, always there are number of studies which can be done, and which can be provide as input to solve that particular problem. So research gap is nothing. It's a problem or question that has not been answered or that has not been addressed. Suppose I am giving a very, simple example of the to understand about the research. Very simple example. So identifying how to identify the research gap. Suppose service Shanghai is very popular in Manipur. Service LD, and the many studies have been done, and many studies have been done about the Shanghai. Suppose your tentative research topic in your mind is Shanghai. about the Shanghai, and you want to do a particular area of the related to the Shanghai. Suppose, and you have done a preliminary review of literature about the, you have read some, some literature related to Shanghai in the internet, and what you found is that some people have done study on the habitat and distribution and of the Shanghai, and some other researchers have done, and they have reported about the effect of the anthropogenic activity. Anthropogenic activity means the human intervention activities on the survival or behavior of the Shanghai. So you have come to know that the habitat and distribution of Shanghai have already done by some, and effect of anthropogenic activities on the survival and the behavior of the Shanghai have already reported and have been already done by many other researchers. So then the, if you are from the physiology background, if you are from the biochemistry background, then you can easily understand that nobody have done on the stress physiology, means how the environment or how the anthropogenic, the human activity given stress on the uh, on the very rare deer, service LD or Shanghai. So you can decide that the stress physiology of Shanghai is a very good research gap. In if I do the research work on this particular area or research gap, then definitely I will be the first one to able to publish a good research paper about the stress physiology of the Shanghai. How the people who are habiting in the nearby Kabul Lamjau National Park are what about how their activities are affecting the physiology, the survival physiology of the Shanghai, which we can do the research. So this is how we can easily identify the research gap, and we can come out a particular research problem of the topic of our interest. And why it's so important to identify the research gap while in the process of selection of the research topic. As I have already mentioned many times that if we can identify a good research gap of that particular topic of our interest, then whatever the research we carry out be publishable, means we can publish our finding to a very good journal. We will be the first one reporting about that particular problem, because since we are the first one addressing that problem, so a good research gap will make our research more publishable. And it will, and the second one is it will reflect the originality of the research. So if we are doing a research work on a topic which have a very very good research gap, obviously your work will be the new one, right? So your work will be the very original. You're not doing any duplication of somebody's work. There are many people, what happen is that they are doing duplication. They are just means the some samples or parameters or and the some topics, and they carried out the research for the sake of doing research. So but at the end of the completion of the research, while they try to publish their research paper, they will not be able to do the publication, because already people have been reported about that particular problem. So if not not addressing that problem. So what the journal editor one is whether the manuscript which you are submitting to their journal, whether the work which have been reported in your manuscript will add a new knowledge or a new idea to already existing knowledge. So if your work is original, then obviously your finding will be very innovative, and obviously you are going to report a very new knowledge. So the editor of the journal will definitely consider your manuscript for publications. So if your work is very 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 original and giving a new addition to the already existing knowledge. So that's why we it's very important for identifying a good research gap and the deep knowledge about the topic. The third one is the deep knowledge about the topic. If you have good research gap of the from the topic of your research interest, and obviously there the outcome from your the research work, the finding from your research work will give more insight of that particular problem. So people will know more deep knowledge about the particular topic. Not only people, you yourself will also understand more insight about that particular problem. So that's why this identifying a research gap is very important in the process of the selection of the good research topic which are uh, publishable. And the how to identify the research gap. What are the tips? What are techniques to identify the research gap? This is a very important question, and the people are very much confused about no, even though they heard about the research gap, they do not know how to identify exactly the in the good research gap. So as already as part of the selection topic, so we have to in order to find a good research gap, we have to start with very means uh, take selection of the tentative topic out of our in interest area, or our which is the area which are excited about or passionate about is already a step ahead for finding a good research gap. And the you can also consider that the uh, determination of the some trust area or emerging trends in your research area or in your specialization area. There are many trust area or the emerging trends on our specialized area or development or debate which you can found from the newspaper or from the reading the research article or with discussion with our colleagues and friends. Suppose in the life science, let me take one example: chemical ecology is one of the the emerging area, and or about the in the physics in the field about the nanobiotechnology. So this is also very innovative and a very trust area of research. So you can if you are excited about, if you are interest, then you can select a topic based on your subject background, either from the from the chemical ecology or from the nanobiotechnology. Or let me mention about the COVID-19 pandemic. So nowadays, COVID, we are part of history. We are the part of the pandemic of the COVID-19, which is started from the Wuhan, China, and most of the research related to the COVID-19 infection, with whether it's a role of the diet, whether it's about the prevalence rate, whether how it affects our immunity, whether how it's going to affect the children. So most of the research related to the COVID-19 is very preliminary. So there are many area which we can do about the COVID-19 virus. So this is one of the development area or the first area which we are very excited about. So we can choose a topic, and we can try to identify a research gap out of this development, recent development and the first area uh, in the process of the identifying the research gap. And we need to review some recent literature. I will come to about this in the next coming slide. And the whatever the the criteria, whatever the factors about the identifying the research gap, whether the field which is passionate about, whether the determination of the trust area or emerging trends or recent development and recent debate, and the doing a good review of the recent literature uh, related to particular topic which we are going to supposed to select, where we are supposed to consider. These are common to all the streams of subject. Even though I belong to the background of the life science, whatever the factors which I'm mentioning to here in my slide is it's common to the arts background, is common to the commerce background, is common to the science background, is common to the social science background. So in order to find a good research gap, and in order to put a good research questions about the topic of our interest, which we have not finalized yet, but which is tentatively in our mind, then what we have to do is, this is the in the forward we tentative topic, and then you have to know, you have to do a background study, which we have already discussed in my previous slide. Then you have to start asking the questions about that particular topic in order to find the research gap. And slowly the research questions first will be narrowed down. First we will ask a very general research questions about that topic, and we have to step by step narrow down the questions so that we can find a particular research problem, or we can find a particular research gap. How to narrow the research question, which is very important in order to find a good research gap, and also for the selection of the good research topic. So this is the example. uh, Here I'm showing the example, a very simple example, how we can narrow down the research questions for the uh, uh, research problems or good research gap. Suppose here I have, in the first, my general question about the, suppose I have my research, tentative research topic is COVID-19, COVID-19, about COVID-19. I want to do some research on COVID-19. Then, and the my plan is to do a research related to COVID-19 and the diet we are consuming every day. We are commonly consuming every day. So I have to ask the first question: what is the role of diet in the management of the COVID-19 infection? So this is a general question. So while this, you ask this general question, and while you try to search general questions in the internet, in the Google search, you'll find a number of information, a number of research articles. You will be flooded with a lots of information, and the that's why from the general questions you need to narrow down your questions so that you can get a very precise information about that topic, so that you can identify a good research gap, so that that particular topic about the about which you are asking the question can be finalized as a topic of your research, or for your PhD program, or for your dissertation. So from the general questions like what is the role of diet in the management of the COVID-19 infection, then I have, in the second one, I start asking I have start narrowing down the question. What is the role of zinc? Zinc is that trace metals, and I'm sure that some of the people might be taking the zinc uh, zinc supplementation, like zinc COVID, which is commonly consumed by in order to enhance our immunity, and prescribed by the physicians, doctors, and even by the pharmacists. So if you ask the question from the general questions to the role of zinc in the management of COVID-19, obviously when you try to search in the internet, the information which is supplied to you, the information you get will be the very limited as compared to the first question. So it means you are trying to narrowing down your questions from general questions to the another specific questions. Then finally you have asked another question, that is, what is the effect of zinc in the SCE2 receptor gene expression? SCE2, let me highlight about this term. It's nothing, it's a angiotensin converting enzyme to receptor gene. You might be seeing this photograph at lower side of, this is the COVID-19 virus, and you might see lots of spike structure at the membrane surface of this COVID-19. So these are the spike protein, and this coronavirus use this spike pointed structure at the surface of this their body to enter our lungs, okay, to enter our respiratory system. So in order to enter our respiratory system, in order to enter our lungs, this coronavirus use an enzyme that is known as angiotensin converting enzyme 2, that is SCE2. So SCE2. So and this spike-like structure will be connected with the SCE2 to enter our lungs during the infection process of the coronavirus. So if I ask a question like what will be the role of the effect of the zinc which we consume in the expression of this SCE2 in our lungs during the COVID-19 infection or prior to the COVID-19 infection, then the might be may got one or two literature or research article related to this work, or there will be definitely a case that I may not get even a existing single existing article or research on this particular question. So it means that the last the last question, which is which I slowly narrow down from the my general question, is a good research question, and this has provided me a good research gap. And if I did if I do research work on this particular problem, definitely I'm going to add new knowledge. Definitely I'm going to address the problem uh, about the role of effect on the SE2 expression in our human body. So this is how we used to narrow our research questions from the topic of our interest while during the selection of the good topic for the research publication. And the for the doing some literature review in order to find a research gap and in order to select a good topic, and in order to find a good research area for which is publishable. So we need to first do a good research review, means there is the reading the literature review of tentative topic of which is in our mind. And I have already put the questions, means about the role of the zinc in the and how it can affect the expression of the SCE2 in our lungs. So then I will use some keywords in order to find that that area in the Google search. Okay, I have to do a Google search in order to find some research article so that I can read and I can know more about that area and I can know more about the research gap. So I'm just mentioning an example since I mentioned about the role of the zinc in the SCE2 expression in the human lungs. So obviously I'm going to use some keywords. So zinc, immunity, COVID-19 infection, SCE2, to a pandemic. These are some keywords which I will use while searching my literature. So all the beginners, all the people who are planning to select a good topic and who are planning to identify a good research gap from the tentative topic which they have in their mind, so they are going to use a good keywords in order to find key research paper. Okay, if you enter in a general keyword, then there are lots of information will be provided to you and you will be very confused. Okay, and you will not be you will not know where we are going to start and where you are going to go. So that's why you need to use a very a simple and very um, important keywords related to the research gap and related to the your topic area, so that you can find some good research article so that the next step you can read on those research paper for understanding the good research gap and then finalizing your research topic. So using these keywords you can search in the Googles and many other search engines are there. then you need to download a good publication. So you don't need to download all the papers. Okay, you don't need to download all the papers. You need to download only some key papers which is related to your topic of interest and which is related to your gap. Uh, for searching also, if you search on the Google search, then you once again then you will be flooded with more information. That's why you can optimize your search engine, or you can use some search engine, specific search tools in order to find some key research papers. Okay, so instead of Google search, you can use the Google Trend. Google Trend is maintained by the Google search. So here you will find the most popular research article related to the keywords you use. So you can use the Google Trend instead of the Google search for searching your topic of your interest, and in order to find the research gap for your topics. Then there is a PubMed. For the this is for the science, those people who are having the life science background. So you can use the PubMed as a search engine, and this PubMed is maintained by the United States National Library of Medicine. So you'll find some specific key papers, and you can start reading on that. Or what you can do is that, suppose if you have tentatively selected your research topic of your interest, and a probable research gap of that particular topic, then you can start visiting some of the journals which used to publish uh, that kinds of the research in your topic of interest. Or so this is one of the website which of my area, that is SN Pacific Journal of Tropical Medicine. So you can go time to time visit the website of your journal of interest, and you can find some of the latest publications. Okay, some of the latest publications. In while you go through the some of the latest publications, you can understand that the what kinds of research trends is going on in my topic of area, and what kinds of problems are solving by the doctors from different part of the world. So in this way, you can see the journal website, and you can also check whether the topic which is tentatively in your mind, whether the research gap which is tentatively in your mind is will is going to be a good research topic, or it's going to be a good research gap. So this is the one technique what we can follow by visiting the specific journal website. And there are many other online sources. Most of you might be knowing about these online sources. National Digital Library of India, this from the social science and from the other commerce background, so they can utilize this National Digital Library of India. So it's a project under Ministry of Education. Before it was Ministry of Human Resource and Development. So now it's a Ministry of Education. So they maintain this National Digital Library of India, and it's nothing. It's a digital repository containing many articles, many books. Even not only the articles and books, there will be lots of audios, videos, and lectures. And from there, you can find out what are the most interesting debate going on, what are the most developing trend, what is the emerging trend, what is the recent perspectives of that area. If you pick of interest, or whatever tentative topic and whatever tentative research gap which you have in your mind, you can check out whether it's going to be a good research topic, and referring on this online sources like Digital Library of India. And National Digital Library of India is maintained by the IIT Kharagpur. Then you might also be knowing about Sword Ganga. Sword is a Sanskrit word. It means knowledge, new knowledge. And the Ganga, means purity. Ganga represents the purity. So Sod Ganga. So Sod Ganga is maintained by the Infinite Center, University Grant Commission, New Delhi, and it's a reservoir of Indian thesis. You might be knowing that after the PhD regulations, UGC minimum standard on the MPhil and PhD regulation 2016. 2016. So it has become mandatory for university, all the University of India, to submit a soft copy of the PhD thesis, which is submitted to their university in this Sod Ganga, in this repository of the PhD thesis. So now, if you visit the website of the Sod Ganga, then you will find more than 3 lakhs of PhD thesis, which is uh, easily accessible, openly accessible to all the researcher all over the India, and these are the theses which have been submitted to all the university of the all over the country. So by referring of this some of the thesis related to your topic of interest, you can analyze, you can compare the topic of your interest, and you can find out whether my topic of interest and whether my research gap which I have in my mind after going through the review of literature, whether it's going to be a new one, whether I will whether my topic will be the original one, and whether I'm going to able to find a good research gap, and whether I'm going to able to address a good about that particular problem. So you can use these online sources like National Digital Library of India and Sotanga for the in the process of the selections of the good research topic for publishing a good research paper. Then the after collections of these materials, like from the Sotganga, from the articles from the from the National Digital Library, or whatever the research article, key research article from the Pubmed or from the Google Trends. Then you have collect some key research articles, some key books of the recent publication from starting from the suppose 2015 till 2021. You don't need to go very old research paper. So it's always advisable to go for only the recent publication, because since the knowledge is new knowledge is adding day by day, so we have to refer only to the uh, good and recent publications. So what next step you have to do is you have to read, and you have to read, and you have to read. Means, and here especially I want to mention, you don't need to read lots of literature. Okay, you only need to read some key recent publications, and from there you can find out the good research gap, and you can check your topic of interest which is in your mind. Even for reading the research article also, in the research articles you might be knowing that there are many components, like there is abstract, there is introductions, there is then the methodology, then there is the results, observations, and then the discussion, then the conclusion. So even though you go through all the papers, but you should give more emphasis in reading the conclusion part for finding a good research gap of your area. The reason behind is that all the authors, most of the authors in their good research publication, they used to give some hints, some tips, okay, in the conclusion part, where they have not able to do, or they request, or they encourage the other researchers to do to carry out the research on that particular area, so that more comprehensive knowledge can be given to address that problem. Suppose here I am one research article. Sorry, because of the space limitation, I could not show you the front paper of this article. This is the conclusion part. So here in the last part of the conclusion, so the author have reported that the understanding the structural basis of interactions of this PTP1B with metal ion complex and possible synergism between cations and anions will be important for future design of novel drugs and for addressing the molecular toxicology of metal ions and cumulative risk factor of exposure. So this is a paper related to the toxicity of the metals, metal which we are consuming. So he was looking for a particular enzyme related by this metals. So he was saying that if he have done lots of study related to toxicity of the metals with this particular enzyme, that is PTP1B. But here he could not able to do the structural interactions between this enzyme and the metals ion. So if somebody able to do the structural interactions between this enzyme and this PTP1B, obviously there is going to be a very good research, good research topic and very good research gap, and they are going to, they will be able to solve the problem, and they will able to address the research questions. So in order to find the good research, good novel drugs for the to control to cure the metal ion toxicity. So in this way, in the conclusion part, most of the authors used to provide a hint and a future perspective of and the future implications of that particular area of research, so that other researchers can be carried out. So all the beginners and those who are planning to do to find a good research gap, and those who are planning to select a good research topic, they should give more emphasis on the writing the conclusion part of the research article. So here also they have given, if someone can do the he has done lots of work, and someone can perform using a NMR spectroscopy and X-ray diffraction experiment related to study. So he was suggesting, if NMR spectroscopy and X-ray diffraction experiments can be done on this particular problem, then definitely it's going to be solved, addressing this problem, and can be a good research finding. So this is the indication from this article, and we can catch this indication that hints, and we can come out with a good research gap and a good research topic. So this is how we are going to use techniques in reading the research articles for finding a good research topic and for catching a research gap while uh, while you review the review of literature review related to your topic of interest. So continuing to the study background topic. So I have mentioned in first is the finding the research gap. Then the second is the, in order to find a good research topic, in order to find good research gap, what other factors, small minor factors which we can use. There is local problems, as I have mentioned, that the local problems having global impact. So if you select a problem, if you select a topic out of your research area, out of your research interest, having a local problem, but if you do a research on that particular local problem, then whatever the publication come out from that research can give a global impact, can be used, utilized, can be cited by the researcher from other part of the world. So we should try to use this techniques of finding local problem of our area and do research on that problem, and that local problem that can also give the global impact. So as you know that the I northeastern India is the hotspot of biodiversity. Since I am from life science background, I am giving this example. So we have many many variety of plants and animals, and most of these plants and these animals are endemic. Endemic, which is found only in Manipur, but do not found anywhere in any part of the world. So we have such many endemic animals, and we have such endemic plants. So if we study, about this endemic animals, about these plants, obviously, it's going to be in a new area, right? And whatever the finding, suppose let's select a particular plant and how it can affect the diabetes mellitus. Suppose let's consider diabetes mellitus. So if suppose it's very uh, important plant which can be cure diabetes mellitus, then we can also search the what are the components which is found in that plant, and from that component we can use this for the drugs for the curing diabetes mellitus. So these are the area which is having local problem. Local problem means that the traditional practitioner are using this particular endemic plant for curing the diabetes mellitus, but that plant is not found anywhere in the world. So if you work on that plant, obviously we are having a good research gap, and it will surely will also have a global impact. And there are some other some other people from the other background, like social sciences and the political science. They can also use the unique ethnic population of the Eastern India. Since we have our own political conflict, our own economy problem. So if we work on that, we select a topic on that particular area, and in addition to that, we have a different genetic makeup, because we are ethnic tribes, or which is different from the other ethnic group of. So that's why our gene will be very is going to be different, and how our gene can be related to the particular disease problem which we can study. So in this way, different people from the different streams and background use the unique ethnic population of the northeastern India, and they can study about their problems, their economy, and their history, and their political conflict. And obviously, whatever the findings from this will sure have a global impact. So in that this local problem and this you know uh, local ideas can be used as a part of the selection of the good topic, select a good topic, and also for finding a good research gap. I have in the one of the minor criteria I have for selection of the good topic, and for finding the good research gap, I have mentioned about the feasibility. So this is basically for those people who are from the from the science background. Even though from the researcher who are from the social science background, they also have the many and this many problems while carrying out their research topic. So we have to consider this feasibility as one of the criteria during the selection of the good research topic. If you do not consider this feasibility, then as I have told you, once you have started the topic, and you have entered about 2 and 3 years of research, then finally you find out that it's not feasible in my laboratory, it's not feasible in my capacity, then definitely you will feel frustrated, and you will feel like dropping out from your research program. So that is going to lose your precious prime time of your academic life. So you have to consider the feasibility of as a part of during the processing of the good topic. So for the science background, as I have told you, that we need to have a good research infrastructure, good research laboratory, and a good equipment in during the selection of the topic, whether my research gap can be workable in my laboratory, or there might be the chances that out of the of 4 and 5 objective which you consider in your topic, then half of the objective you can work in your laboratory, and how you can outsource to the other laboratory, which is where you can work, and where those kinds of equipments and laboratory facilities are available. So feasibility, we have to look out while there's no good topic. And I have also mentioned about the COVID-19. COVID-19 is a very emerging area where many people want to do research, but even though you want to do a good research on the COVID-19, you want to select the COVID-19 infection as a topic for your research, you can't do it because you don't have the for working on the COVID-19, you need to have the your laboratory safety. There is a very conditions for the basic laboratory safety. So you need to have basic laboratory safety stage 2 in your laboratory in order to work in the COVID-19, because COVID-19 is very infectious. If you work in the present conditions, so there might be leakage of the virus, and it can infect to yourself or to other people. So you have to have an environment in your laboratory which is applicable for the BSA level 2, so that you can work on COVID-19 infection. So these are the example of the feasibility, whether your research topic can be feasible in your laboratory, and according to that, whatever the research topics which in your mind can be finalized based on the feasibility. And in other, there are some conditions that have the environmental impact assessment. So nowadays, especially in the environmental science and the life science background, we need to have whether the work which are going to do is have impact, severe impact on our environment, or at our surrounding, at our landscape. So we have to also to see. Otherwise, even though you have completed or you have carried out that particular work at the time of the publication in the research journal, so they used to reject, because they will criticize your research. They will criticize your finding that this work, while carrying out this work, it have impacted your surrounding, your landscape, and your habitat. So we have to see whether is there any effect on my surrounding from the topic or research area which we selected. So these are some of the minor factors which will be considered during the selection of the good research topic. And I have also, coming to the funding of the research, I have also informed you that good research funding is very important, especially not only in the social sciences, also even in the sciences. We need to have a good amount of funding, because some of the people they used to do research without funding also, but the research carried out with the help of the funding and without the help of the funding is very different. The quality is very different. So so that's why we also try to select a topic which can get a good funding from different funding agency in India or in outside India. So what are the importance of the good research funding is that we suppose if you have research money in your hand, then you can do a lot of good work by uh, by spending lots of money in buying chemicals or by giving the training to your students. Then obviously whatever the outcome from your that research will be a good research finding, and it can be easily publishable in the good impact factor journal. So research funding is very important, and even you can extend and expand of your research area. Suppose research, we obviously in the research we need money, and yes, for traveling, for buying many books and journals, and for buying chemicals, and for attending the conference. So if you have the money, then you can of the more research area, and you can extend more research objectives out of that topic. So that's why so that you can get lots of information, lots of new knowledge on that particular topic. So that's why research funding also very important, and it will also help in learning new expertise and skills. And you can send your students to many other university, reputed university and laboratory. They can learn the expertise and skill, and if they have good expertise and skill, obviously while coming back they are going to do a good research. So if you have research funding, so then there is very benefit in your research, and you could publish in a very high impact factor journal, because nowadays, especially in the science background, so impact factor journals are considered utmost important in the academic area, and the people want to uh, publish in a good impact factor journal. So in some journals, which is a high impact factor, but we need to pay money. We need to pay some article processing charge. So if you have the money for the funding those kind of article processing charge, obviously, even though you have good research finding, and you cannot go for higher impact factor, you have money, then you can pay for the article processing charge, and you can find a good research publication. So these are the I am giving some of the uh, publisher, see, where you can publish your impact your paper research finding. You have the research funding like biometric central Elsevier Springer. So but here I would like to specifically mention, people thought that if you are paying money, then it's a you are not publishing a very in a good journal. So please please keep out this confusion in from your mind, that paying money doesn't mean that you are not publishing good research publication, because the paying money and the paying money with publication, and the publication in a predatory journal is very, very different. So we should try to avoid publication in the predatory journal, but going for publication in the nature by paying the article processing charge doesn't mean that you are publishing in the medical journal. So that's why if you have research funding, so you can publish in a good journal. So and the and that's why you should choose a topic which you can avail, which you can know take good funding from the different funding agency. uh, these are some of list of the funding agency which you can submit your research proposal. Once you have decided to finalize the topic, you can apply some small research project or big research project in this funding agency, Council of Social Science Research, and Council of Historical Research, and the University Grant Commission, Department of Biotechnology, GBT. Then you can find a good research funding. Then if you have good research funding, obviously, as I have mentioned before, you can increase the expertise of your students. You can do more research. You can extend and expand your research, and even you can earn yourself for the article processing charge for publication in a high impact factor journal, which is published by the Elsevier, which is published by the Nature, which is published by some other good publisher. Here I am coming a small factors besides selection of the good topics, which help you to publish and good research journals. Even though people doesn't consider it as a factor, but based on my experience, based on my experience in the last years, I uh, uh, I consider that this is some of the factors which play a very important role in publishing and good research journal. Even though you select a good research topic, uh, if you don't have much collaboration, you will not be able to successfully accomplish your research objective, and you will not be able to successfully publish in the good research journal. So collaboration is demand of the day nowadays. you can't work in isolation alone. You can't work alone. So you need to collaborate with the researcher, with the scientists, and with the academicians of your area, of your field. So besides selection of your good topic, you also need to collaborate with other people. So that's why you need to strengthen your networking ties with other researchers from of your field, not only in India but also from outside India, and you need to develop a research collaboration with them. And once you have established a good research collaboration, your successful accomplishment of your research objective will be very easy. You can also publish in good research journals. And I just want to show one example in the physics, which is published in the Nature journal. More than 5,000 authors contributed uh, of that particular paper. This set a record. So you might be surprising that why 5,000 authors, but every authors are contributing is their bit. There is more research on that particular problem, in solving that problem. So they are they are contributing in that paper. So please do not consider that if there is many authors, I'm not going to take much credit from the from those research papers. So instead of publishing many papers in the medical journal, if you can publish one single article in the Nature journal or Science journal, which is very very reputed top journal in the world, even though you are part of the many other authors, so there is more value to you than the number of 20, 30 publications in your biodata. And some other minor factors which I would like to suggest to all the attendees listening this webinar, that we also need to attend international and national conference. What is the benefit of attending national and international conference? It means that you while attending conference, you can have a new contact with the people from of your field, from the people of your specialization, and you can establish collaboration. So collaboration is very important, as I have told you. And also you can also learn some of the new methodologies, hypotheses during the conference, which is presented by the eminent scientists and eminent resource persons. So you don't need to attend all the lectures of the conference. You just select some of the talks out of the many, and you can seriously attend that particular talk, and you try to get something new, whether it's a new methodology or hypothesis or research gap. They'll also help you in the more publications of the in your future academic endeavor. So that's why attending an international and national conference is also very important. And I will also suggest each and everyone, you do not forget to carry a business card whenever you are planning to attend any conference. So this is my business card, my old business card when I was attending in the I was working in the Sikkim University. So I used to carry this business card whenever I attend international conference or national conference, and whenever I met people who is going to be more value to me, and who is going to be a potential collaborator of my field, then we used to exchange business card, and obviously later on we can communicate using our mobile number and email ID. So please prepare a business card, and please go along with you at the time of the attending the conference. And the Paris or Paris. So once you have decided at a good research topic, and once you have done the good research work, and then immediately you publish your research finding, because do not delay your research finding, because nowadays the competition is very high. So even if someone have already reported, someone have published before you about the particular research gap in your area, even though there is not the same research gap, an addition of the new idea before me by other people will make an hindrance of publishing my research finding to a good research paper. So once you have done the good research and once you have found a good research finding, then immediately publish your research finding in a very good research journal. And here in the coming slide, I will talk a very little, okay, about the research papers, as I have mentioned in my outline of the talk. So nowadays I have told you in India we need to publish only those in those journals which is recognized by the UGC care list. So the UGC care Center for Publication Ethics is managed by the Savitribai Phule Pune University, and this is the central journal analysis center. Then they have East Zone, North Zone, and South Zone and West Zone. So and in East Zone they have Tejaspur University, North Zone Jawaharlal Nehru University, South Zone Hyderabad University, and West Zone MS Baroda University. So we need to publish only on those journals which are recognized by the this UGC care. So we don't need to go to the other journal, because whatever the criteria for the new recruitment, for promotion, and for other academic individuals, they consider only those journal which is published in the UGC care list. So and even for the PhD scholars, if they do not publish in the UGC care list journal, and they will not be able to submit their PhD thesis. At least one publication in the UGC care list journal is important for the making them eligible for the submission of the PhD thesis. So you have to know about the UGC care list group 1 and group 2 journals. And the for knowing the journals where I have to publish, these are some simple information to identify what journal may be the predator journals and what may be the UGC care list journal. One is that you directly go to the UGC care list number 1 and number 2 group journals, and you can select from that journals for publication. Or you can also see that journal which are regularly published at least for 5 consecutive years, means journals which have at least 5 volumes. You have to see the volume number 5. If we continuously have innovations, then there is the high chance that this journal will not publish a research article, but just by paying money, or this journal might not be the predator journal. And you have to see the journal website, and you have to see whether who are the editors, who are the members of the editorial board. If there is many reputed academicians on the editorial board, then obviously that journal might be a very good journal, because nowadays it's a big, and the journal cannot hide the information on their website. And if they hide the information on their website, obviously that journal is likely to be a predator journal. And we should avoid our research finding, our good research finding, in publishing in the private house journal, in the proceedings of the workshop and seminar conference, because these are not counted for the criteria as a criteria. But those established researchers or academicians who have many publications and who just want to disseminate their research finding for the reader, then you can publish in the proceeding of the workshop and seminar of the house. Otherwise, please avoid publishing in the proceedings of the workshop and the seminars, etc. And then just for formal information, if there is the ISS number for every journal, so please do not confuse that. Just mentioning ISS number doesn't mean that that journal is qualified for UGC, or that journal is indexed in a very reputed indexing database of the world. So you have to be carefully find out what types of journal is that one, and what type of the database used to cite that particular journal. So for I'm going a little bit faster. For that, I just want to give you some tools, internet which is freely available in the internet, to use this tool in order to find the good journals. So now you have select a good research topic. You have select a good. You have known a good research problem. You have select a good research gap. Then you have done your research work successfully. Now you want to publish your research finding in a very good journal, but you do not know where to publish. Then you can use this tool in order to identify, in order to select those journal which is related to area, and those journal are will be very good journal. So you please use this kind of tools which is freely available in the internet. First is the Elsevier journal finder. So this Elsevier journal finder will give all the related journal of your area by by giving the input of information which is given here. You suppose you have prepared your research paper, you have draft your research manuscript, then you can enter your tentative research title here in the first line, and you can also enter your tentative research abstract or final abstract in this column. Then when you find a journal, you will find a number of research papers which is related to your area. So your area, so they will give you an idea where which journal is likely to be accepted by research manuscript. So this is one tool. And in the next tool, there is a Springer Nature Journal Suggester, and the same like the Elsevier Journal Finder. You can use your title of your manuscript. Suppose let's use this clinical characterization genetic profiling of the diffuse gliomas, and while you click in this journal suggester in the manuscript title and your manuscript text, then you will find lots of uh, uh, journals, okay, which is suitable for your publication in your area. Like you will see here down in the down Journal of Translational Medicine, EMC Cancer International. So these are the some, I cannot show it here because of the limitation of space. So these are the journals which can be published if I am working for. Then the third tool is the uh, journal and author name estimator, and here also we will use the same, the abstract. You just copy and paste it here, and you can find the lots of journals, or you can find the authors, many authors which is related to your work area, or you can find some other articles which is related to your work area. So by using the journal author name estimator, you can find the you can find the research journals which is related to area. So when I click my research paper, so these are the research journal which is found by the Jen, and I think any one of the publishing my manuscript in this journal. So this is how the research journal finder tools are work. So last, uh, even though you have select a good topic, even though you have know many do's and don'ts about the research process, even though you have good funding, even though you have a lot of collaboration, doesn't mean that you are going to be a good researcher. So a good researcher, there is a different set of qualities. So you need to be very hardworking. You have to be very persistent, and you have to be very patient. So if you have these three important characters: hardworking, persistence, and patience, and definitely you will be a good researcher. And these are the an extra buck to your other knowledge about the finding a good research topic, and the finding a good research funding, and finding a good research grant. So in order to become a good quality research, you need to be very hardworking, you need to be very persistent, and you need to be very patient. Because in the research, there is always up and down, just like our in the real life. So uh, coming another two in three slides, and I am winding up. I have there's some disturbance from the background. So okay. So this is the laboratory where I used to work in my during my postdoctoral research in the University of London, and this is the one of the wing of the our academic building. Why I'm showing is because that
niệm rất là bị ngang tiếp qua
so why I'm showing is that because there is a echo coming out from background. So if somebody using two devices nearby, then please switch off one device, because the echo is because of the two devices which are lying together. Okay, that's fine now. So what I learned while my postdoctoral research is that to become a good while I talk about it, to become a good researcher, then means the people over there, what I've seen is that they weekdays starting from Monday to Friday, they work like anything. They work like anything. This is in the day working hour days in the daytime. I just click this photograph, and just to show you that there is nobody around in this corridor. They don't have time to do gossiping. They don't have time to come out and spend time without doing anything. All residents, all researchers, all the PhD scholars, they are inside their office, inside their laboratory. They are working from Monday to Friday, starting from 9 to 5, or even more than that, even in the night. But once in the weekend started, or on Saturday and Sunday, because they have 5 working days, and Saturday and Sunday is their weekend. So they used to go to the party. They used to go to the club, and they enjoy like anything, and refresh themselves and come again to the on Monday and work again. Started the working very seriously. This is how they used to work, and that is how I learned from them that the means in what way we can do we can work and we can carry out our research. This is the picture of the Cambridge University. So where in 2015 July 10 of July we went to the for attending a conference in the Cambridge University, and you will see here that most of the professors they did not use the car for traveling inside the campus. They use the cycle. They used to travel by cycle, and this one guy who is just turning backside, showing the backside with the one back in is my mentor, Professor Wolfgang Maret of the University of London, King's College University of London. He is a fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry, and people from the chemistry and people from the right side background might be understand what is the reputation of the recognizing the fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry in he's such a big scientist. Even though he's a big scientist, he's very simple, and he prefer working along with the students and discussing about the different proceedings of the conference which we attend. And these are some photographs of my lab mates. We are in the during the conference, and my laboratory mate. This is the Professor Wolfgang Maret, and he used to came down to India in 2016 and 2017 in the Bangalore IS Bangalore, and in the Hindustan Unilever campaign for delivering a lecture, and I went here to be with him. So why I am showing this photograph is that research collaboration is very, very important. And you don't need to collaborate many people. You, I will suggest you to collaborate some specific or your the not to shy in writing the emails to those people which you think that they are the high people or key people, and they can help you out from uh, for your research. So I have some collaboration from the from the South Korea, then the UK, then the Germany, then the Professor Wolfgang Moret is now one of the, now even though he is mentor now, I can consider him as my collaborator, because we are still collaborating, we are doing work together, and we we are doing this about planning to do more project in the years to come. So I still remember one of professor from the Guwahati University. He has actually given
Sir,
me
let me
the
just disturb you. Sir, let me
okay.
just disturb you.
Okay.
Dear participants, if you have any questions, would you please put in the chat box, because now it's time for the question and answers.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you have any questions, we will put in there. Please put up there, and sir will read out, and sir will answer you. As you write the questions, then sir can continue speaking. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank, welcome. You're welcome, madam. So I'm about to end. So the professor from Guwahati University, his name is Professor Jogen Chandra Kalita. He is also alumni of the University of London, and he advised me while I was working in the Mizoram University that the Birla, you don't need to don't need to worry about your research. If you want to excel in your field, try to search some people which is from your area. So from from that day onwards, I used to start searching some of the people, key people, which where I'm working, because I know that I used to cite some of the uh, authors repeatedly, so I know that these are the people who are working in my field. So I came across Professor Wolfgang Moret in my most of the research papers, starting from my PhD thesis. So this is my dream that one day I will be able to able at least contact this Professor Wolfgang. So I used to write him mails. Initially he doesn't respond, but when I sincerely wrote to him, so he start responding. So this is how we start the collaboration. So do not shy away, start writing to collaborate, and try to search some people out of the research area, and you start collaborations, and obvious, and definitely if you collaborate with these people, then definitely you will be able to do good research, and you will be able to publish in a very good journals. So this is the iceberg of the success in the economic area. So success, what people have seen is that only the upper part, that is the success, but the for researcher they didn't for researcher they have to do lots of hard work, lots of sacrifice, lots of failure, this appointment, this and the dedication. So these are the some of the area people doesn't see. What they see is that he has published in the good Capital Journal. We have brought a very good amount of the research project. So but the people doesn't see the most important ingredients of the success. So last slide is that what are the take-home messages from today's discussion, deliberation? You need to select a research topic or area which is interest, which is very passionate and very excited to you. Obviously, it means from your field of specialization. Then you need to brainstorm. Then you need to find a good research gap out of that potential topic. Then you look out for good funding. Then you try to collaborate some key collaborators out of your research area, and finally you will be able to publish in good quality research. would like to thank my all the previous and present mentors, Professor S.K. Tanida, who is from Punjab Chandigarh. He is my supervisor during my PhD, and Professor Wolfgang Mariani, Professor Christopher Hochstein, Dr. Matthew Meret, Dr. Lisa Belemo, Sandra Douglas. So they are my my now collaborators, and I would like to also thank head of the Department of Zoology, Manipur University, Kanpur. For after joining Manipur University last in 2020, he has given me enough opportunity to expand my research and to pursue my to carry out good research in the Manipur University. And I also would like to thank all my funding agencies who have given me the opportunity to do some good research, University Grant Commissions, Royal Society of Chemistry, Department of Biotechnology, and DST. And thank you so much, everyone, for your time and patience listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So would you please check the chat area? There are some questions there. You can read out and you can answer them.
Okay, definitely, madam. Let me end my this. Okay, 1 minute, please.
If any participant wish to ask question directly, you can unmute yourself and ask directly.
But sir, I think we'll just go. First, we will go into the.
Yeah, we'll go with the chat box message.
Yeah, the chat box messages.
Oh, let me try to expand the.
So just 1 second, let me disturb you. Dear participants, we will end up exactly at 12:30 according to the scheduled. So please have some patience. No? Thank you so much. So please take your time.
Okay. Some questions what I can see is that I welcome on the speakers.
So it starts from that one, I think. Downside.
Petri Selvi.
It's in the chat box or in the question answer box?
Yeah,
Chat box.
Chat box.
Chat box. Okay.
Exactly at 12 p.m. The question starts from 12 p.m.
Okay.
Petri Selvi.
Yeah. What is the difference between science and the SCI?
And SCIE.
SCI journals are the those journals which are indexed in the one of the very reputed database. There is the Scopus and the Indian Citation Index, and so mostly Scopus. Those journals which are indexed in the Scopus are considered as the SCI journal. So SCIE, so maybe I don't have much idea about the SCIE journal, but what is meant by Pubmed and Pubmed and the Pubmed and ICE index? Yeah. ICE index is the is the reflections of the how much citation have been done out of your research publication. How many people have been cited? They have some mathematical calculations, and suppose for your particular journal, if there is a number of the citation is 5, or and means number of citation means those for that particular journal, if is cited by the another 5 research authors, then it will be considered as the highest 5 index. Or if the number of the citation is 10, then it will be the ICE10 index. So it shows the reputations of the how much good your research is. Which if your research is not good, then people are not going to cite your publication. So if you have more ICE index, more ICE5 index, more ICE10 index, obviously it means that people are knowing your finding, people are referring your finding. So that is the I think the Pubmed also I have very limited idea. I'm sorry on that. So what is more clear idea about research gap? Research gap is nothing. It's a gap where there is a very limited, very limited knowledge about a particular research problem, or there is no existing of the knowledge, or there is, there is a limited studies have been done. So that is known as the research gap. Means as I have told you about the Shanghai service in the so about the Shanghai people have done about the population number of the Shanghai Tabulonja used to have, and number of the about what kind of habitation of this Shanghai have, but people have not done about the physiology, about the internal changes of this Shanghai because of the some external influence. Then we can say that this is a research gap, because in that area there is no new knowledge, there is no research data, there is no research literature. We can consider that the physiology of the Shanghai by the external environment is the research gap of the broad topic Shanghai. So I hope that you will understand it. So let me know about UGC Kerala list journal for history discipline from the okay.
This one we can.
So as I have mentioned in my slide, that there is the two group of journal. One is UGC Kerala list group 1 and one is UGC Kerala list group 2. So I think most of the history journal related to history will be found in the group 1 journals, because these are the journals which have been submitted by the university. Okay, which have been submitted by the university, and the University Grant Commission UGC Care Center have done the analysis of this journal of that particular area, either from history or either from the political science, whether that is eligible to be included in the UGC Care list. So if you click on the UGC Care list group 1 journal, then you will find lots of the research paper which is related to the social science, and you can from there you can find out the some journal which is particularly specifically related to the history. But in the group 2 journal, most of the journals are the science journal, and which are indexed in the Scopus. So there will be limited journals on the history. So I will suggest to go to the group 1 UGC Care list journal in the UGC Care website. Then you will find the journals related to the history. It is sure that proceeding of seminar papers are not considered as research publication. As I have told you, for the selection to strengthen your biodata, this is a very plus point, means publication in the proceeding of the seminar papers. But for counting for the promotion, for recruitment, and for the PhD thesis, proceeding publication they didn't consider. This is I'm sure. Miss, some text. Yes, madam.
I'm thinking like if we can, so if possible, if sir can answer through the mails of those who have asked, will it be possible?
Almost all the questions have been answered, right?
I think we have got 3 more questions, like, where about the literature review, then we have got another collection process and struggles faced in researchers, and I think.
Or madam, we can do like this. If you time is limited, then I will share my email address. Then the participants who are asking the question can revert back to me about the questions. Then I can answer the questions in the email itself. No problem.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, no? Sir, you can do that one now.
Yeah, yes.
I will share my email. So the remaining
Is it okay? The participants, I think, okay, no?
Yeah, we
So
will
that
share
would
the
be much
PPT.
better, no? Yeah,
Yeah, yes.
we
for
will
me,
share the
Okay,
PPT.
I don't have any problem
Just,
speaking till
just
afternoon,
a
but
question, please.
No problem.
because of the
Just a
limitation
question,
time.
please.
Oh, just a question.
Just
Another.
just a question,
Okay.
please.
yeah,
My question
please.
is, no, it's not a question. You please share me about research methodology, please.
Research methodology is a broad, broad. There is a broad aspect in the research methodology. There is everything has been included about the learning about the how to do the research review of literature, and the learning about the various research methodologies. What are the tools which can be either it may be statistical tools or some basic scientific tools which can be utilized for your research. That is also part of the research methodology. About writing research paper, also research methodology, and even the nowadays even the plagiarism detection and the finding the other journal tools also included in the research methodology. And even for if you are from science background, then the uh, about the laboratory safety and the laboratory management also part of the considered part of the research methodology. So it's a very broad aspect. So uh, I will say like this.
Hai
Thank you so much.
cái này cái vậy là kìa.
Oh, okay, thank you. Just in between, there was a question about the pub loans. So just to clarify, the pub loan is just like the Google Scholar or like ResearchGate, where this pub loan is a commercial website. So whatever the paper publication or anything you have done for your during your academic, so this problems will record everything if you have submitted to them, and they will analyze based on that. It's just like the Google Scholar, which is free, and there is ResearchGate, and there is academics.edu. So those are the free version, but the Publons is a commercial version. So the question, I think, is clear for Publons.
Thank you so much, sir.
There is another question was where SCEI and ACIE journal indexing. Is indexing is like so there is some authority. For example, for the college to be qualified, you have to go on NAC accreditation, right? So they will visit your college and they will give you points like that. Whatever the paper you publish, they will give you citation. That if someone is citing your paper, then you get the ICE index. So like that, science index ACI. So those are the what to say. They are the like NAC people team. They are the authorized people who genuinely search your paper and index, and they put on their database. So the bigger the database is much better. So ACI and ACIE are almost same, and like ACIE has some covers more than some different subjects. So based on that, only the little difference is there, not very big difference. So I hope it's clear
Sir,
for yeah.
sir, the rest of the questions we will give the email of Sir
Yeah,
Billa,
I have
and yeah,
yeah.
Sir
Yeah.
Billa must have shared already. Then a beautiful
Sir
statement.
will be sharing the PPT. We will forward to everyone, and those yeah, we have a little network issue for some of the participants in the beginning, so they were not able to attend the in time. So don't worry about that. We have the recording video. We will be sharing to everyone after the third day of the workshop. So
Okay,
hope
thank you
it's
so
clear.
much. Sir, because of network problem of Dr. Shanoi Moses Terrao, the head of department and Anthropology, Southeast Manipur College, I'll be taking up the vote of thanks. Thank you, Dr. Singh, for going down to the grassroots level on choosing a good research topic. Your input in the research camp was an insight for many of us. Personally, for me, checking out the conclusion and the feasibility part was touching because I failed in those terms when I started with the research. Now, we wish you the best in all your endeavors. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. And taking this chance, the IQAC team of Southeast Manipur College would like to thank Madam Principal and Sir Ajit, the coordinator of STAR College scheme under the Department of Biotechnology, for adding another feather in the quality benchmark of the college. Thank you so much. Last but not the least, the participants of today, we thank you for your interests in the grassroots levels of research, because of which you are all here today with us, and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow and day after tomorrow too, because the the topics are in line with it. Today we are into choosing, tomorrow we will be into writing, then plagiarism, and then the publication part also will be touched tomorrow. So looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow again. Aro, I'm so sorry I didn't put on my video. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Looking
so much,
forward to
madam.
seeing
Thank
you
you.
all tomorrow again. No, I'm so sorry. Bye-bye. Have a nice
All right.
evening, afternoon. Bye.
Afternoon, madam. Bye bye. Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank
See
you, sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Mm.
We have shared the feedback link. Please fill up the feedback link for today's. For tomorrow and next day, the workshop will start at 10:30. So please join by 10:20. And anyway, thank you so much, and have a nice day. Oja Baleswar, question ko ba hangning mo bro?
Question di am hangning ba am lady mine.
Oja adum hagbiro, Oja bela budi sakraba male adum.
Ozana tum kumbirasu ay na kitang doubt labor ang labor. Ay presentation rin natin. Kano say okay research topic.
Oja Baleswar, just 1 minute. We have participants from Tamil Nadu and Arunachal Pradesh also.
Yeah.
We can.
Okay. My name is L. Baleshwar Singh from Thambalmari College. I would like to know, right now I'm facing this problem. That's why I would like to know something from by taking chances to join this meeting. That the problem is that I have already chooses the topic of my research, and then already submission is if it's very near, and data collection, analysis, conclusion, everything is finished. Right now the time of summary for public seminar, and then this time our supervisor and the experts is telling me you do some modification in your topics. That this time I was talk again not to change my topic. If I have changed my topic, my question is that if I have changed my topic, then what are the procedure will be follow?
Okay. Sir, under which university you are doing PhD?
Yeah, Tripura University.
Okay, so as per my knowledge, changing the topic depends on university to university, and most of the time they won't allow. But if they allow, there is some certain charges. I think you have to pay some fee for changing, and the new topic should be approved by the research committee.
Yes.
So that is the actual process. But if I suggest, if your topic is not like if you need to change the slide bit, then I suggest it's better not to change if it's already submitted, or if you have published article based on your topic. But
Yes.
if the as the your guide has mentioned to put some more thing, then you might need to change, because in the topic it doesn't include the recent changes. So I suggest if you speak with your guide, then he may be able to tell you more. But as far I know, most of the universities changing the topic, you need what to say, approval from the research committee.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. If there is any question which I will be able to answer, then I am available right now. I can wait for another 10 minutes. So as I didn't receive any questions, so Ozabaleswar, we can end up.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank
We
you, sir.
have learned a lot of things from
Yeah.
today.
Oza, you can
And
call me
tomorrow
any. You
also,
can call
just
me
we'll
anytime.
try to
Yeah.
attend. Okay.
Yeah. Tomorrow, he is a very eminent speaker.
Yes, sir.
Many people know him. And
Okay.
the
Okay.
last
All
day
right.
person is also very eminent speaker. So if you have any question, then you can get it ready by today, and you can ask tomorrow. No issue.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, everyone. So I will end up the session. Please fill up the feedback form, and we will take the feedback every day till the last day. Okay. So I hope everyone was able to join the session without any issue. And there was some complaint that I didn't share the meeting ID and password in the WhatsApp. Actually, it's not actually it's not actually good policy to share the meeting ID and password in the social media. So I prefer to use in the email part only. So please do keep on checking email. Any information will be shared. So like WhatsApp is just for the information purpose, not for the communication purpose. So anything related to the workshop, I will be sharing to the email. And Ojabale, so we will be coming up with new conference where you can submit the paper also. So hopefully you can write some paper and get it ready.
Okay, I will try. I will try. I will try. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So I will end the session here. So have a nice day. We will see you tomorrow again. Thank you, everyone.